What's up, everybody? Jordan here with the driver's seat. I'm here with my buddy Stanley. Used to be a detailer next door. Moved on to better things, unfortunately, because now I can't talk to him when I'm trying to waste time at work. We're here in his 2015 Focus ST, and we're going to have lots of stories about this one. But before I dig into it, I want to say shout out and huge thank you to my brother's girlfriend, Jenny. She's the one that designed the new logo that you're going to be seeing once this video gets posted. And I'll make sure I link to her artwork Instagram page in the video description so you can check out some of that and maybe have her do stuff for you too. But now, actually digging into the car here, you can't tell, it's loud. I love it. I think it sounds great. I actually almost bought a Focus ST when I first moved to Wisconsin, but when car salespeople tell you that they're not sure if the car will be there tomorrow, they're not lying. That's exactly what happened to me, and I am a salesperson. So yeah, missed out on it, but I've always kind of had a soft spot for these. Like I said, this one's a 2015. Checked the specs before I got going here. 252 horsepower from the factory, 270 foot-pounds of torque. But Stanley was telling me, just like Matt's VW Golf last week, that there has been some work done to this. So if you want to dig into it and go over all the stuff you've done.
Yeah, a lot of it I have not personally done. I saw this car at the dealership and I was like, I have to have it. As soon as I saw it, I saw the exhaust in the middle. Like, that's how you know it's a Focus ST. And I was like, where are the keys to this? I need it. I need to drive it for a little while, check it out, right? So I end up getting the car, and a couple weeks later, I'm just looking at it with one of the mechanics, and he's like, you have a BNR turbo in this. I'm like, what is that? He's like, it's definitely an aftermarket turbo. I go and look it up. It turns out it adds about an extra 100 horsepower to the vehicle, and I'm like, that's awesome. And then it does have a bigger intercooler. It has it actually has two blow-off valves, because the bigger intercooler comes with a secondary blow-off valve that you can mount to the bottom of it. And then what else do we got? It does have a cold air intake. It has an MBRP exhaust, which is what gives you all this extra exhaust noise, which I love. But yeah, and then the guy who had it previously really enjoyed his tuning, because he's got about 11 different tunes stored in this access port that I have for this car. So a bunch of them are for the turbo, and then the rest is one is a stratified tune, and then the other ones I'm not too sure about, which the stratified is what gives it the loud pops and bangs that you'll eventually hear.
We'll get there.
Well, yeah, we'll definitely get to that. But it definitely, like, for going to a car show, that's how I like to enter, is I'll downshift and just let it pop, 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 so everybody looks at me, because, you know, you've got to be the center of attention when you go to a car show. But yeah, but this thing, I've loved the Focus STs ever since they came out, and I've always wanted one, and I was finally able to get my hands on it. And every time I drive this car, I just tell everybody, because they're like, dude, gas is so expensive. I'm like, well, it's miles per gallon. I don't even care about the price of the gas right now. I just love driving the car.
Okay, yeah. I didn't even get into boost, and like, it's got boost. Yeah. It was like a half pedal, 10 mile an hour pull, and yeah, you can tell. Yeah, so this thing, I'm kind of impressed actually. The suspension's pretty comfortable. You can definitely feel, like, you can feel the bumps, but it's not jarring. Shifter feels really nice. Clutch pedal's pretty easy. I was kind of exaggerating the potential for stalling, I guess. It's just, you know, anytime you get in a new manual, you got to get used to it a little bit. Yeah, I love these STs, and I don't know if you could tell, Stanley's got an interesting appearance package with tint on half of the car and zip ties on the right front, and he hit a deer a little while back. Did you hit the deer, or did the deer hit you?
I feel like the deer hit me, because I definitely, like, so I am the nice big brother who likes to do things for my sister. She texts me, she's like, hey, I want to go to Walmart. I'm like, I just got off work, I don't want to go to Walmart right now. But she wanted to go to Walmart to shop, and I was like, okay, whatever, I'll come get you. And I went and got her, and we're headed down 36 to go to Walmart, and we're just chilling, just listening to some music. And this is like, mind you, this is like the first month of me owning the car. This is before I even made the first payment on the car.
God.
So I was like, when it happened, I was definitely devastated a little bit. But there was one deer in the middle of the road. I braked because this has a big brake kit, so I stopped enough for that deer to get out of the way. And then out of nowhere, a second one just comes and smacks the passenger side of my car and rolls all the way down the door, like all the way down the passenger door and the passenger rear door. So cracks my front bumper, which is why I have the drift stitches on it, and takes off the fascia for my fog light. And then the passenger door, the passenger fender was all bent in on my tire to the point where it was actually taking rubber off of my tire.
Oh man, I didn't even realize it was that bad.
It was, yeah, it was bad. And then my passenger door was not gonna open because it got completely just jarred off at the hinges. So, and then the back door was also dented. So I ended up having to replace all of that.
The right side of the car.
Yeah, the right side of the car has been completely replaced.
Which, to his credit, it took a couple of days, but he literally just did it in our detail bay.
Yep.
By himself. Solo. Oh. Did I just trip the tires?
A little bit. You definitely,
Okay, miles per gallon.
Yeah,
right there.
It's so.
That was, I can't believe. It was like second, and it just, and again, that wasn't floored. That was not foot to the floor. That was just, there's a lot of power on there with the turbo and everything. Like, wow.
So,
oh no, we got to go to second. Oh yeah, torque steer. That was awesome though. I mean, dude, you got the setup is perfect.
It really is.
Oh my God, you can hear the turbo kicking in, and the blow off valve's awesome. I mean, everything you want out of a turbo car. All the fun noises.
Yes,
this is perfect. I feel bad. I'm gonna be the one rolling 100K in your car, dude.
Oh, we're almost there.
We're 3 miles from 100K.
Hey, that's fine.
Although it will be forever documented, I guess.
Exactly.
So that's the
momentous,
bonus.
you know, it's a momentous, I don't even know how to say that.
Momentous occasion. There we
That's
go.
what I'm looking for.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. And then on top of it being fun, you feel nice and secure because it's got the Recaro seats in it,
factory,
which are apparently heated, and you have a heated steering wheel.
Yes.
So like you're comfortable too. It's great. It's the best of both worlds.
Like when I saw this car, that was the first thing that I looked for when I saw this car, because like the STs are nice, and like I love them. Like honestly, I love the car, but I was like, what package does it come with? As soon as I saw the Recaros in the red, like the red stitching, in that it had a sunroof, I'm like, it's the ST3, the one that everybody wants. So I was like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want in a car, because it has all the options that you could possibly want. Like, so I do have some pretty big plans for it. Like as far so it's done. It's done engine wise. Like that I'm gonna leave until maybe a little bit later. I'm just gonna go for like an exterior look, and I'm the type of guy who likes to be loud. Obviously my car is loud, so you know that's just what I like in a car. So I'm gonna get fender flares. I'm gonna wrap it. I'm debating whether I'm gonna do a gloss purple or if I'm gonna do carbon purple. So I'm tossing around the idea.
That's gonna be either way
of doing either or. I'm still not sure which one I want to do. Like I've been watching some wrapping videos because I'm gonna do it myself to save myself a whole lot of money. But yeah, so that's ultimately the plan, is I'm gonna do something like that, and then I'm gonna get a big wing, aero wing. I know everybody tells me, oh, it's not a drift car. I'm like, I don't care that it's not a drift car. car. I can still put an arrow wing on it and just write ignorant as fuck on the bottom of it so everybody knows. I'm sorry, you meant to keep the channel PG. I apologize for that. But yeah, but like, you know,
We're past the first minute. It's fine.
good. But yeah, so like that's just what I want to do to it. I know a lot of people put the RS wings on it. I'm just gonna leave the wing that it has on it currently and just get chassis, a rear bumper. I think it's either like it's a chassis mounted wing, but I don't remember exactly how it mounts to the vehicle.
Man, that's great.
Hey, we're at 100,001.
We have passed 100K. Oh, that hugs the road. Wow. So yeah, I just went through a few windy turns, and I mean, this thing seriously, even being front wheel drive with the torque steer, you know, I gave it a little bit coming out of one of those corners, and it's like on rails. I mean, handling is really, really good. The steering feel is excellent. Definitely feeling comfortable and confident. So I guess while we're waiting to come up to a spot where I can open it up a little bit again, do kind of the same thing I did with Matt. You know, what kind of got you into car culture? What was the first car you had that was like a fun car? All that kind of stuff.
I have a car problem. I honestly do. I really, really do. I don't even know, like, I can't really say exactly what got me into car culture. Actually, I can't. When I got out of high school, one of my good buddies that I was working with at one of my jobs, he just was like, he was into car flipping. He had a bunch of different, he was more of a truck guy. So he had a bunch of different trucks and different things like that. I had, was it 98 Honda Accord. I don't know, I've just always loved cars. Like, I had a 98 Honda Accord, and it had the 3.0 VTEC in it, so it was pretty quick for, you know, for a first car. Bought it off the side of the road from some guy, and I loved that car. I did. Like, it was one of my favorite cars. I'm just the kind of guy who's just really obnoxious with cars. I don't know, like, I put a big wing on it that I just got off of eBay because why not? It's a Honda. Hondas are obnoxious. Yep. And then I plasti dipped my rims purple. Okay. Because I don't know, because I felt like I needed to. And then I had lights on the interior, like lights in the, like, I need lights at my feet now for most of the cars that I drive. Because that was the first car that I put it into, and I'm like, this is actually really cool. You know, like, not that I need to see my feet while I'm driving, but I'm like, this is cool. So yeah, so I had that as my very first car, and I loved that car. And then the next car I got after that, Mirage. It was a Mitsubishi Mirage. Okay. Blue with a carbon fiber hood that looked like in a Evo 8. So everywhere I would go, people would take pictures of it because they thought it was an Evo 8. I bought it from some dude in Racine, and he had done all the work, like all the fixing to it. It was loud and obnoxious, but like that was also one of my favorite cars that I've had. I've had probably in my lifetime, probably about 10 different cars, like. And it was just because, like, I always wanted, like, I've always, like, still a dream build of mine is a Honda, like a Honda Civic of some sort, like either a EG hatch or just a two-door, older Honda that I can make insane amount of horsepower out of, because I just love Hondas. I think, like, the little 4-cylinders are underrated, and I want to have a fast one just so I can laugh in the face of everybody who thinks that they're fast. But I've always loved the Hondas and whatnot. But yeah, but the little Mitsubishi was one of my favorite cars, honestly, because of the carbon fiber hood, and I thought it looked like the coolest thing ever. It had a wing on the back. But yeah, but I don't know, like, I've just always loved cars. I really have, and I don't really, like, again, like, my buddy having a bunch of different trucks and a bunch of different cars really got me into it, because we hung out all the time, and we always had a bunch of different cars that we were flipping over at his house. So I guess that would be probably the major reason why I got into it. But yeah, but I don't know, I just I've always, cars have always been cool to me. You know, whenever I'd see them, I'm like, oh my goodness, like, that's a sweet car. Most cars, when I see them, I'm like, I know what it is. And a lot of people think about cars as more just like a point A to point B type thing, but I don't know, like, cars to me it's so much more, for sure. But yeah, and now I just I'm still looking for that Honda Define that I can just keep in my garage until I'm ready to build it.
All right, well, we're heading back to pick up my truck now, so getting it wrapped up. Just want to say thank you guys so much for watching as normal. The initial response on my first 2 videos was like way better than I ever would have thought, so thank you, thank you, thank you. Definitely will be more coming. Like I said, gonna try and get a more regular posting schedule going, so every other Friday is the goal this summer. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments about the car, about me, about what's coming. And I also want to give a shout out to Stanley here. He's a big Twitch streamer himself.
Well, yeah, but I will be back onto streaming more regularly very soon now, because we're wrapping up all the house stuff.
And I will make sure I throw, like I said, I'll throw Jenny's Instagram link in the description, and I'll throw a link to Stanley's Twitch channel in the description as well, so you can check him out. Well, everybody, thanks again so much for watching, and we will see you next time.